definitions of indifference curves, consumer equilibrium, law of demand. Right? I have sent it the notes also. Please refer the graph part. I'm going to do it, but theory part you just keep learning. Hmm? Whatever the theory part I have explained you, please revise that. Then what happened to your class? Before some 40 students were coming. Now the strength is reduced to 15, 16. Why? What happened to students? Classes are not interesting? Yes. Only it's a question of three classes, right? Every day you people have three classes, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Then why the students are not attending? Being freshers, we expect lot hopes from freshers. Hmm? Most of the students are not coming for class. Attendance is mandatory. We are taking everyday's attendance. Attendance problem will come, no? If the students are not coming for classes, it will be like attendance problem. You'll you're going to face. We are going to update after this offline online classes. When offline starts, we'll update all these attendance of the students to the principal. Mm. Principal sir is very strict regarding attendance. He will not give any exception. Okay. See, I am telling the students to be regular for the classes. If any problem, please share with your teachers. Mm? I too understand. Like continuous listening makes you bore. Then what and all? Continuous listening sometimes brings headache. What to do? We don't have other option. No, the classes has to move on. Even for us, it is like a kind of uncomfortability. Keep on shouting. This is one side work actually. We will be keep explaining and we will not be knowing that whether the students are following, not following. And a subject like economics very difficult to do online. See, graphs and all to be taught. If it is offline, it will be the class will be very, very interesting. Okay. Please adjust it for the time being. This is not for a long run. These online classes will not be for a long run. It is time being. That's it. We have to adjust it. Please be regular for the classes. Okay. We'll start with the last theory in unit 2, that is equilibrium of a consumer under indifferent analysis. See, last class what we studied is indifference curves. Indifference curve, indifference means one will be deferred to the other. Curve is what? Whatever the line we draw on a graph. Any line, straight line, curve line, whatever the line you draw on the graph to represent the satisfaction of a consumer, we will draw more than one curve. That is called as indifference curve. Means one curve will be different from the other. With that indifference curve help, we are going to explain how a consumer is going to balance his income, balances limited income and investing on two goods for his satisfaction. Okay. See, the basic aim of a consumer is what is what is the main agenda, main target of a consumer? A consumer always, his objective will be he should get the maximum level of satisfaction, and the other thing is whatever the amount of money income which a consumer is having, that will be limited. That is natural. See, right from the beginning what we have studied in economics, resources are limited whereas human wants are unlimited. No, see, though your income is limited, you have many thousands of wants. thousands of desires with you. Though you have the capability very low, in spite of that, human nature, that is consumer will have number of wants, but to satisfy that number of wants, income, that is money income, is limited. So what will be the possibility here? What a consumer will try his possibility, he tries that with that limited income he wanted to satisfy himself with different usage of commodities. Okay, different commodities are there. He satisfies his necessities first, then move on to comforts, right? His stages, his his satisfaction divides into stages: necessities, comforts, luxuries. So everyone, see, the same tendency, every consumer will have a tendency. What the tendency? With my limited income, I have to satisfy, that is highest level of satisfaction I should enjoy. So this is actually everyone, every consumer's wish is this only, every one consumer objective is this only. Whatever my income will be, with that income I should get a maximum level of satisfaction. That is only economics, balancing between limited income and maximum amount of satisfaction. Followed to, see, when a consumer tries to spend his limited income on the combination of commodities, there is a equilibrium point you get. The consumer reaches when his income and his satisfaction clash each other. That point is called as position of equilibrium. Equilibrium is a point of balance. What a consumer is balancing? A consumer is balancing his limited income with highest level of satisfaction. Followed, when he enjoys the highest level of satisfaction by consuming the most ideal or the best possible combination of two commodities. Here in practical, limited income will be divided among different kinds of commodities. Followed, we know that practically with two commodities we are not going to satisfy. We have many necessities itself. If you see necessities: food, clothing, shelter, education, health, five commodities are there to satisfy necessary margin. So if you take 5 6 commodities here, you cannot effectively explain the law. The logic, the main agenda of this theory, the main theme of the theory is how a consumer is satisfying with his limited income and how he is reaching the highest level of satisfaction. Practically we know that with one or two commodities a person is not going to satisfy, but there is some limitation to explain the law. What is the limitation here? We cannot go for maximum possible combination of goods. That's why we have taken example of two commodities. Okay, example of two commodities, so that we can explain it in a proper manner, and whatever the theory we are explaining, at the same time we can reflect the same explanation in a illustration or in a graphical representation. Okay, understood the theme of equilibrium of a consumer? See, the theory name is consumer equilibrium under indifferent analysis. See here, what we have studied, the introduction part of the theory, the objective of a consumer is to derive the highest level of satisfaction. Out of what? Out of his limited money income. What he will do to, in order to achieve this objective, he will spend his limited income on the combination of two commodities, which gives him the highest level of satisfaction. If he do so, the consumer reaches a position of equilibrium where this limited income line and this higher level of satisfaction line meets together or clash together, intersect to each other. So that intersection point is called as position of equilibrium. That position shows, it shows that a consumer has reached his highest level of satisfaction, and that is the most ideal and the best possible combination of two commodities with the amount of income. Okay.
Excuse
That, yes, yes, Sanya.
the maximum satisfaction we have when we combine the IC curves in the budget line.
Yes, of course. See, what we do is, to explain this, we draw a graph. Followed. Graph is what? L-shaped graph. As earlier we are drawing. No, the same. Go back to this indifference curves, indifference maps. The same we are drawing it. What we are drawing? L shape. Y axis, that is standing line. OX axis, that is horizontal line. Okay. So on that line, what we are doing illustration here. Before drawing, we go to the illustration. Okay. What is that illustration? First, assumptions we go. What we assume, what are the conditions to frame the law? First is the consumer is indifferent. Why the consumer is indifferent? Because his objective is to seek the maximum level of satisfaction. Okay, this is the first assumption. We have to take a consumer, followed, and he is indifferent in his behavior. Indifferent means he wanted to achieve maximum satisfaction, and the consumer income is fixed. There is no changes in the income of a consumer. He has a fixed amount of money income, and he is going to spend that income on commodity A and commodity B, and we have to fix the prices of the goods. A and B will be constant. See what in all the things. A consumer wants his highest level of satisfaction, first assumption. Second is the consumer has the fixed amount of money with him, and he is going to spend that limited income on purchase of goods A and B or XY, whatever it is. Okay, and the prices of this A commodity and B commodity should be constant, followed, and there should be no change in the taste and habits of a consumer. Okay, done. This is one more assumption, and the combination of many commodities should not be there. Only two commodities to be taken to explain the law, because if you take more than two, we cannot express theory. Where theoretically we can explain the law if you are taking commodities more than two, but graphically we cannot represent, graphically we cannot explain the law. We cannot match with theory with the graph. That's why the limitation is what? Only two commodities, that is A and B, we will take an example. Okay, and whatever A and B commodities we are taking, it should be divisible. Divisible means it should be dividable based on units. Followed, units, we divide this commodity A and B into units. That the commodities which you are taking as an example to prove the law, that A and B commodities should be divisible. Okay. Now, these are the assumptions. You understood the introduction part of the theory, what actually the theory says, and assumptions. Some five assumptions we studied. Now, we take up the illustration. To explain the law of equilibrium of a consumer, we make use of two tools we use here. Two tools means two instruments we use it here to explain this consumer equilibrium law. One is indifference curve, the other is that is income line as well as the budget line. Okay, two things we draw on a graph. On a graph, what we are going to draw, one is the indifference curve, that is the curve line which we draw on a graph. Budget line is a straight line which represents the income of a consumer. Two lines intersection, no, we should get a equilibrium point here. Equilibrium point means the line of indifference curve and the line of budget, that is income line, will intersect each other when we draw on a graph. That intersection point is called as equilibrium point. So that point we have to take it out, and that point proves that a complete level of highest level of satisfaction where a consumer is achieved. Okay, to prove that, to draw that, we will take some illustration. For example, income of a consumer we take, price of a commodity A per unit we will take, price of a commodity B per unit we take. Okay, for example, if the income of a consumer is 4 rupees, I will take 4 rupees, because lesser the value, lesser the numerical value, easier will be the explanation or drawing. If you take highest value, highest level of graph, you have to take it. That's why I have taken the lesser values. For example, consumer's income, that is 4 rupees, and he wanted to spend his 4 rupees on the purchase of two commodities, that is A and B. Say about the price of a commodity A per unit 25 paisa, price of a commodity B per unit will be 50 paisa. Okay, illustration, this is imaginary values, imaginary price we have set. Say about consumer's income will be 4 rupees, and the price of a commodity per unit, it is divisible. A commodity as well as B commodity should be divisible. A per unit is 25 paisa, B per unit 55 50 paisa. Okay, see, for example, if he spends 2 rupees on A, 2 rupees on B, that is equal division of his income on both the commodities, because the consumer wanted both the commodities to his, for his satisfaction. For example, if he spends 2 rupees on A, how many units of A he can buy?
8
8.
units.
Very good. 8 units. We take up this commodity A when you draw this graph. OX or OY, right? Two axes. One side will take commodity A, the other side we take commodity B. Say about OY axis will be commodity A. The consumer can purchase 8 units of, we mark somewhere the point, 8 units of commodity A he will buy. And what units of commodity B he can purchase, that is how many
4.
units? 4 units.
4
Very
units.
correct. 4 units. 2 rupees is spended on B, 2 rupees spended on A. That is 8 units of A he purchased, 4 units of B he purchased. And we mark commodity B we will take on OX axis, commodity A we will take on OY axis. What units of commodity A he purchased, what units of commodity B he purchased, and what units of commodity A he purchased, we will mark touching to that point, equilibrium point, we draw a one curve, that is we will get a point, equilibrium point, right? And the same line, you draw a straight line falling from left to right, from y axis to x axis. Okay, and one indifference curve forward line, one indifference curve backward line. To explain what? See, at present, whatever the tangent line you have drawn on the graph, on the curve, that point is equilibrium. It shows that the income of a consumer is this point. That is, we call it as budget line or income line. You draw one forward indifference curve forward to that line, forward to that equilibrium point, and backward to one line, one indifference curve line backward. It shows that there is a possibility if income of a consumer increases, the line moves forward. The this one budget line or income line will move forward. If income of a consumer comes down or decreases, no, that budget line will be contracted. Possibility is there. That's why we draw three indifference lines on this graph. One is actual position, actual equilibrium point where a consumer is matching his income with his highest level of satisfaction. The forward line, if income of a consumer increases, he can go touch that. His indifference curve increases. His budget line increases. If income comes down, decreases, one line he will what? He will come back. His income will be contracted. When his income will be contracted, the budget line comes backward. And backward indifference curve can be his equilibrium point. So this only the consumer equilibrium under indifferent analysis. Okay, the budget line should be tangent to the indifference curve, and as usual the slope of indifference curve from left to right, and it should be a convex, it should not be a concave. We know the rules, no? And by integrating indifference curve and the budget line, we can explain this consumer equilibrium. This much only, this consumer indifference, consumer equilibrium under indifferent analysis. Very simple, very simple. And how many of you have understood? How many of you have not understood? Anybody have not
Understood,
understood?
ma'am.
Understood, Ramis? Okay.
Yes,
Other
ma'am.
students? Other students? See, I will share these notes with you to refer it. Have you referred whatever the notes I had sent it yesterday? The law of demand I have sent it you almost, except this consumer equilibrium under indifference analysis. I should share with you. Till that, leaving that five theories I have forwarded you. Have you referred anybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. How many of you have started studying? Studied Adam Smith definition, Marshall. How many of you have prepared that? Theory part, please, theory part, prepare it. Prepare, practice at home. Writing practice should be there. Once you read up, understand it, and the same you try to write on your own. Practice of writing practice you do. Because what happens, no, even though we have online classes, you lose your knowledge, you lose your speed of writing. First, you do one thing, complete your assignments, submit it, followed. And we have planned to take this internal test on in the month of December. And you need to prepare for that. I will give you the questions today. What we have to do is two questions, four questions I'll give you for the test, two questions for 7 marks and two questions for 3 marks. You have to attend one each. Okay, 7 marks, one answer you have to attend, 3 marks, one answer you have to attend. Okay. Hmm?
Yes, ma'am.
Will you make a note of that? The questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm? Make a note. This will be the test question. See, I told you no 2080 scheme you have 80 marks. You are going to face this university exam 80 marks where you have to take 32 for passing. Followed, internal marks will be for 20 marks. Okay, that 20 marks divides into three activities you have to do. One activity which I have already assigned, that is assignment, writing of assignment, and the same topic you are going to do the seminar. Okay, assignment and seminar are two activities which carries 10 marks, 5 5, all the subjects same. Followed, and another 10 marks you have test, and which is going to commence in the month of December. Okay, I think you need a time to study. So I will dictate you the questions. You please make a note of four questions. Okay. Apart from this, I will post in the group also the questions. You make a note of that. See, from first unit, two questions. From second unit, two questions. Okay. 7373. It is your choice that which you want to attend it. From first unit, the question will be, wait, I will give you. mm, okay, make a note. The 7 marks question. Critically explain. Critically explain the Lionel Robbins definition of economics. Critically explain the Lionel Robbins definition of economics. Okay. Short note will be mixed economy.
Ma'am,
Are you making it out? Mixed economy. Short note. 7 marks answer is scarcity definition. That is Lionel Robbins definition. Critically explain Lionel Robbins definition of economics. That is for 7 marks. These questions from unit one. Unit one is what? Introduction to economics. No, to add up critics also here. Critically explain the Lionel Robbins definition of economics. Second short note will be mixed economy. Okay,
ma'am,
done?
it's carry for 3 marks.
Yes?
Ma'am, mixed economy, we should write for 3 marks.
Yes, yes. 3 marks. Short note. Then unit two. I will give you two questions. Unit two. Briefly explain. Briefly explain the consumer equilibrium. The consumer equilibrium theory. Briefly explain the consumer equilibrium theory under indifferent analysis. Briefly explain the consumer equilibrium theory under indifferent analysis. Okay, this is from unit 2, that is theories of consumption. From unit 2, this is the 7 marks question. Okay, short note will be consumer surplus. Short note, consumer surplus. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
please start reading this. Four questions I have given. You need to write one from 7 marks, one from 3 marks. Either you have to attend Lionel Robbins definition, that is scarcity definition, or this consumer equilibrium question theory, or else mixed economy as well as consumer this one surplus. The four questions I have given you, out of four, two you have to attend. Okay, with this theory, consumer equilibrium theory, we
Ma'am,
completed this unit 2. Yes, ma, Romana.
ma'am, from we can write like from first unit only two, or like from first unit one question and from second unit one
Yeah,
question we
yeah,
need to
you
write,
can.
ma'am.
It is your choice. No issue. I have given four questions. Two question for 7 marks, two question for 3 marks.
Three
Any
marks.
question you can attend. Any question from these two 7 marks. Any question from these two short note 3 marks. It is choice is yours. It is not like that first unit only I should attend. If I attend first, I should not attend second. No, you can take long answer from unit 1, short answer from unit 2, or else you can go for any choice. See, don't discriminate like first unit and second unit. You have, for this subject you have four questions. Out of four you have to write it to any one from 7 marks, any one from 3 marks. Okay, I will write it and share in the group, because the students who have not attended today the class, they should also know. No, so you just remember this coming month will be your test, and prepare well for this test. See, if you write well in this test, one positivity I'll tell you, you can score 8 marks. You can score 9 marks here. If you score 9 marks in the test, obviously we will give you good marks in seminar. At least 4 we will give you. If you score 9 there, 4 here, how many? 13 marks. For example, 4 marks in assignment, 17 marks you can achieve. Even if you pass in university exam taking 32, if you take 32 only passing marks, if you add up these 17 marks there, your percentage will grow. Understood? So you people are lucky. Before your batches, there was no internal activities, internal marks. Many this your seniors, they didn't had this opportunity of internal marks. You people are lucky you have internal marks, and your teachers are with you. Teachers will assign you for a better, well student. We can assign, we can reward 18 marks. I have already rewarded to my students. Maximum 18 we can give. Please take everyone 18 by performing best. Okay? This
Okay, ma'am.
seminars we can adjust it. Don't worry about seminar. We are here to reward you maximum marks. It is up to you how you will take. See, we can help out in seminar, we can help out in assignment, but we cannot help out in test. Whatever you have written, we have to evaluate, and we have to, it is a written document. No, we cannot do anything. See, assignment means you see, you write it, and you will write very correctly, right? We can assign marks there, 4, 4.5 and all. Seminar also, it is invisible records. We can allot the marks, we can adjust, we can give the marks to the very good students. I have awarded 5, maximum 5, all 5 marks I have given to my students. Okay, please try to achieve more marks in internals, so that your percentage will grow. Okay, if you take 40 also there, out of 80, if you take 40, if you take here 18 in internals, your marks will be of first class, 58. Hmm? Am I right? Please don't take easy this internals. Take it seriously. Score good marks. I am here to award you 18 marks. 18 marks is there in my hand. The university is given the right for us. 18 marks you can award the student, not 20. 18 marks I am here to give you. Please take all the marks, read well, you perform well in test, so that to perform well I have given in advance the questions. What is the date today? Today is 16. What is the date
No,
No,
ma'am.
today?
ma'am, 19.
19,
Oh,
19.
19.
19.
Okay. 19. Another how many days you have? In the I think in the last week of
November.
December or third week of December, they are planning. The exam committee is planning to we have this internal test. Okay. For that you have around 15 to 20 days. 20 days you have. Prepare these questions well. Hmm? Prepare well, perform well, so that I can award you the marks 10 out of 10, 10 out of 9.
Okay, ma'am.
I can award. Write well, write properly, clean. See, maintain neat handwriting. Okay, the question should have both. Answer should have how you have to execute your answer. Both quality as well as quantity should be there. Okay, quality, what question, what you have to answer, and plus quantity. How many pages? At least 3 to 4 pages you have to write for 7 marks. Okay, 7 marks actually, that is 10 marks question. Actually, I am giving given for you. The same 7 marks question will appear in final exam for 10 marks. Prepare at least 4 pages, 3 to 4 pages. Prepare yourself and write. You should have a writing practice. Graph is one advantage for you. They can deduct marks for theory, but they will not deduct the marks for graph. Learn graphs. Learn graphs. Okay. See, I will see. They are telling that December offline classes will start. If it will start, I will do it on the board. I'll make you understand all these graphs. Followed. If not, what I have planned is I will do it on the board. I will upload the videos on your group. You can see and you can learn it. Okay? That I will do.
Ma'am. Okay.
Graphs you should not leave. Graphs are very, very important. Graphs are, if you draw a graph, there is no question of deduction of marks. Theory, somewhere 1 or 2 marks they deduct. But graph, if you draw perfect graph, your marks is not going to deduct. That's why my students have achieved 80 out of 100. 80 is the highest. Okay? Done? See, all the hints, all this, whatever the required information you need it, I have given it. Please don't waste time and don't wait for the time for exam. Some students will be waiting when the exam dates announces, then we will start reading. Please don't do that. It is very difficult. See, passing itself is a challenge in front of KSLU. I have seen this university right from 10 years. This is my 10th year. 10 years KSLU I have seen. They are very strict in valuation. That's why you should prove yourself very good. Then only you you can pass or you can get a good percentage. Okay, read every day. Make your timetable every day. One subject. Read 2 questions every day. Okay, I will forward you unit wise questions. Anyway, first unit and second unit I have completed. No, I will forward you the test questions of this semester plus unit wise questions I will send you. Okay, or else if you're free, along with my questions, you can go refer university website. You go. Okay, website you go, check out the questions, previous questions. Okay, year by year, whatever the questions, question paper you get year wise. Okay, you refer those questions, and if you're not getting there, come to library. Library have maintained, that librarian has maintained the previous question paper. Go through, you can understand what is the technique they are applying,